Hi everyone. Sorry about that. Maybe a little bit of technical difficulties, but thank you for joining the FlirtTool Summer Love Live. So, want to just welcome you here, and there's a chat box. So definitely tell me like where you're joining from, city and country. So I myself in Miami, Florida. So that's like the U.S. East Coast. A little bit earlier this week, I was in Chicago visiting some family. So, summer love is a little bit different in Miami, is because like the weather is just always so good, and so it's kind of like summer all year round. And when I grew up in Chicago, we have the change of seasons. So typically, summer comes right after winter, and what happens is we have just people getting outside, enjoying themselves. Um, they're really, anxious about just being outside. They're anxious about, not having to be cooped up anymore. So, and after being cooped up all the time and not meeting people and not being as social, they're of course going to want to go out and meet people. So, you start meeting people, and then of course you might want to meet more people, or you might want to like start dating some of the people that you're meeting in the summer. So, a few times I actually been overseas, and if you go someplace that they have really really severe winters, not a lot of light, a lot of cold, a lot of darkness. So I'm thinking about like say Scandinavia, it's like different. As soon as they get like just a little bit of sunshine, people are out, tops off, wearing bikinis, laying outside, trying to tan, really enjoying the summer. So um, summer love. So on that vein, uh, we wanted to have this talk just to give you guys some like tips. Definitely hear any questions you have, or like the experiences like you want to share. It's just kind of how to maximize summer love and how to enjoy yourselves when the summer comes around, particularly if you want to date and you want to meet people. So number one tip, and this goes for a lot of things in life, but be confident. Be confident, meaning like be confident one in yourself. Be confident that there's going to be good outcomes. And so you can always like have an optimistic or pessimistic perspective. You can say the glass is half empty or the glass is half full. So be confident in yourself, be confident in your outcomes. So another way of doing that is just imagine what you want to happen and focus on that happening, and keep that in your mind's eye, to keep that visualized, and just don't think of any other outcome except like a positive one, and really get into the feelings of that. So visualize maybe going out and meeting someone, visualize matching to like really great people on the flirt tool. Imagine yourself having uh, a lot of fun. Imagine like enjoying yourself. And also another tip is be intentional. So it's summer love. Think about, so what do you want to get out of this? And so like get clear on that. So you can say what I really want is I just want to have like a light romance, nothing too heavy. I just want to say dabble a little bit. You also might have the intention of I want to meet the love of my life this summer, and that could be your intention. So that could be like your focus. Or summer love. Sometimes it says, well, I just want to have some flings. So it's like I don't want anything too deep. I don't want anything too serious. Or it could be I want to meet someone really fun. Or maybe you say I want to meet someone that I haven't like dated before. It's like I want someone who's going to travel a lot. I want someone who's going to introduce me to different sports. I want someone who likes to go to music concerts. I want someone who likes to eat food like myself. You know, I'm a foodie, so I want to like explore the city. Um, so, you know, those are like just a few of the beginning tips. I would say, you know, as people come online, be sure to like introduce yourself. Be sure to put something in the chat box there. So I'll say a little bit about myself, so you can have maybe some context about why I'm presenting here. So I'm with FlirtTool. My name is Dominic. I'm one of the people here to encourage you to date and have fun, one of the influencers with Flirt. And my background is I coach people on relationships. And so I coach people on like the beginning side of relationships before they get into them. I coach people while they're in relationships. And I even coach people when the relationship is over. And let's say, like, you know, people want more perspective. They want to say, hey, things didn't go the way I thought they would, or I thought things could go better. So they want some like coaching on that side of things. And you may ask, like, so why am I coaching on relationships and things? So I'm a certified coach with ICF, that's International Coaching Federation. I've been coaching for many years, and I actually niched down to focus directly on coaching in relationships. Before it was kind of broad, I would say, you know, kind of like life coach, business, career. But I went to the relationship side of things because I just think it's much more fun. It's much more fun for me. Um, I notice that people are like much more passionate about relationships. That's a lot of their interests. Everyone has them, and um, I also find that relationships, they kind of touch on everything. So the relationship itself, it shows you who you are and where you are in your life and what's working well and not working well. So let's say you have a tough time communicating, or you have a tough time, you know, having your voice come out. That's going to show up in relationship. You know, let's say you get a little bit angry, or you get a lot of angry. Well, that's going to show up in relationship. You know, your partner is going to reflect that back to you. Let's say you're particularly judgmental or critical. You know, that's going to show up in relationship, and that'll get like reflected back to you. And what I've noticed with a lot of my clients is they're not enjoying their dating. They're having a lot of frustration, and so that's why, you know, I chose like relationships, because I think people really should have fun on the dating side of things. And if they're not having fun, I think it's really worthwhile to look at. So you know, I just want to bring a few things to your attention, you know, while people are coming online and we're talking. So one thing for sure, there's a chat box here. Be sure to say hello. You can like put your name in there, say what, you know, city and country you're joining from. The other thing is that I'm offering a course where you get to work one-on-one with me for 4 weeks. So it's actually a little bit different from group coaching. Like, you get to work one-on-one with me. There's like 4 individual sessions, and I'm running a promotional on that specifically for this. And if you use the code of summer, the coupon code, you'll be able to use it. So if you look in this live and rejoin, you'll be able to see like where it says show more info. You'll click on that. You'll see a description about the talk, but you also see a description or a link to the course I have. There's a link to my Instagram account. If you wish, you can like go there and follow me. And last but not least, I want to make sure that I talk about the FlirtTool itself. They are also running a promotion for this. So they have a one-day package for only $2, and you can chat 24 hours nonstop at a flat rate and enjoy all the videos in the media section. So be sure to take advantage of that. So I've seen a couple of people in the chat. Some are saying hi. Definitely, if you have questions, like I said, I'm a dating and relationship coach, so this is one of the best times to get information, and it's just coming like right to you, like right away. Um, so yeah, wow, hey Josephine. And so like be sure to be liberal with your questions. So let's see. So we'll get into like the mistakes that like people make on dating. And one of the things that people typically do that causes big problems is they want something but they don't communicate it, or they want something but they're not clear on what they want. And so a lot of times people make this mistake about communication. They think communication is confrontation, or communication is some type of conflict. And I can say, when you want something, let's say you go to ice cream store, I'd like vanilla ice cream in a cone. You're asking, you're asking for what you want. And if you ask for what you want, chances are higher you'll get what you want, but you'll get what you desire. And so relationships are no different. So a lot of times in relationships, people are not asking for what they want. They're doing something else. So one is they're not saying anything. They'd say, I would like to be called more. I would want one of my 5 love languages to be used. And there's a book on that. If you want to look at it, it's like, some of those love languages are like words of affirmation. Other love languages like gift giving. Another one is touch. People like affection, physical touch. And there's obviously like 2 others. So some people, they prefer that, and they say, hey, could you love me in the way that I would like to be loved? Or can you text me once a day or something like that? So whatever it is, if this is your desire and you're not getting it in a relationship, the first check-in is like, have you communicated it? So it's always ask. Here's a rule you can use in every relationship. Insist on no mind reading. And so like people can't read your mind. So don't expect you can read your partner's mind, and don't expect that they can read your mind. They can't. So no mind reading, only communication. And it's it's only asking for what you want. So it's not confrontation. It's just asking for what you want. So it's like a request. The other thing is getting clarity. So and this goes to the like what are you dating for? And so sometimes people only date when other people like approach them or like show interest, and that's fine. But are you really interested in dating at all? So that's one thing to check in. And then if you are, what are you looking for? And it's getting real clear on that. And so, obviously with a tool like FlirtTool, you have an opportunity to say who you are and put in criteria what you're looking for. And there's like matching there. But then like once the dating starts happening, you want to be clear about what you want. Some people, I want someone who I can drink and go partying with. Other people, I don't drink at all. I don't want anyone who's going to be drinking. I want someone who likes to dance a lot, like someone likes to dance salsa or other Latin dances. So you want to be clear on that. And so the clearer you get in terms of what you're looking for, the easier it is to bring that type of person to you. And when people that are not a match start showing up, instead of being confused and say, well, maybe I should do this or that, you can say, well, wait a second, I had this criteria. I had this like ideal of who I wanted to date. So it's like, this is not a match. And so I'm going to keep focusing on what I'm matching for. So that's one thing. So like communication and clarity. The other thing in dating, and it kind of touches on early things like requests. You also want to have some other rules for yourself. So we said no mind reading. Your mind can't be read. You can't read the mind of your partner, so you have to ask. And the other thing is like it's like 3 things: no blaming, no complaining, and no criticizing. So These are super important. If you hear something like acid, so acid is corrosive. It burns things, or it dissolves things, or it like destroys things. That's what acid is. And so when you blame, you complain, or you criticize while you're dating or on the date or with your partner, it's like very corrosive. It just destroys the relationship. And so and this is actually something you could use in other parts of your life. Like every time that you find yourself blaming, complaining, or criticizing, just stop, pause, maybe take a deep breath and like let it go. You'll come to find the more that you do this, the easier it is to stop doing it. And so you'll reach a point where like you no longer blame, complain, or criticize, and like your dating is going to go much more smoothly. You're going to be like using this like masterful tools of of communicating, asking for what you want. And if you're not going to blame, complain, or criticize, what are you going to do? You if you reach a point of upset, then you're going to make a request. And sometimes, you can actually look like this at what you might do at your job or at business. At your work, you might understand like, the better managers and like, the top performing employees, they don't blame, they don't complain or criticize. They identify the problem, and then they work on the problem. They focus on the problem. So, think of it like this. It's like, it's not like your partner, the person you're dating, is the problem. There is a problem. So you and your partner, your date, you get to focus on the problem. Both of you, two people, get to focus on the problem and then work that. And so like do that. Focus not on your partner as a problem, focus on the problem as a problem, and you and your partner can work on that. So let's see, got, I think, a question here. Should I look for someone similar to me, or someone that bears loads of different interests or characters from me? My recommendation is, uh, you know, life is an experiment. Everything that you do has uncertain outcomes, and so you want to optimize for the outcomes that you want. And so, if you're going to date someone with very similar interests, and there's like a lot of alignment, there is the risk there. And so, what do you think that might be? Something that comes to mind is that maybe there's not like, say, like enough excitement. And so think about what you're looking for. So if you're like a homebody that doesn't go out much, and say you watch like not a lot of Netflix, but you're looking to change that, then you may want to find someone that is more interested in going out, more interested in like being in the social scene, a person that can introduce you to different things. My recommendation is, when it comes to dating, look for people that it can take you out of your comfort zone. Being taken out of your comfort zone is actually where the real enjoyment of life is. Because when you're outside of your comfort zone, or you're getting pushed outside of that, you're learning new skills, you're having new experiences, and your soul, the part of you that, gets excited and passionate about things, gets really excited and really passionate when there's new things. Like that comfort zone is like breached. So, maybe it might be going to a larger social function, might be going to like a concert you might have never like tried before, might be trying like a new cuisine, it might be listening to a different band, it might be like going to the beach if you've never done that, mountain biking, or like water skiing, or like, maybe like, flying on a trip someplace. And so look for a person that can get you to explore more of the world than you normally would. And so now I do think there's alignment on certain things that you want to have. So you probably want someone that has similar values. So if you believe in God, maybe useful to, or good to like go out with someone else that believes in God. If you're an atheist, then, you know, maybe be more comfortable for you to be with someone who's like an atheist, or at least come to an agreement that that's not going to be an issue between the two of you. You think politics, liberal versus conservative, Democrat versus like Republican. You want to think about those type things. For some people, it's not a big issue. Other people, it's like a really big issue. You want to think about, say, like, where are you at when you're looking for it? So some people might be thinking about family, or some people might be thinking about having a long-term relationship. So that kind of goes with values. So if you want a family, you want to like be with someone who is family oriented, or maybe the family is just like you like going to family functions, and you want someone who values family and going to family functions as well. So think about how you want your values to align. Other things that come to that is like finances. Do you save a lot? Do you spend a lot? Um, is a person like a planner? Do you need that type of thing? So values are things that can be like sticking points. So you want someone that can push you outside your comfort zone, but at the same time, you're going to have core things to yourself that you're probably not going to move very far from. So if you're too far away from values, it can cause some conflict. So I'm going to check again in the comments. I think a couple more are coming in. Let's see. Question from Melanie from London, UK. Should I trust this falling in love feeling in these months? You know, I want to hear more on this, but I'll add to it. Don't worry about trusting this feeling of falling in love. See more about if you trust yourself. Do you have faith in yourself? Do you have confidence in yourself to be able to address whatever comes up? And so, whether it's like, love during the summer months or some other point in time, it's always going to be the same thing. I mean, you've heard of this honeymoon period in relationship. It's that period of time where things are new and they're fresh. And so, like, physiology helps out a lot. There's chemicals, feel good chemicals that get released: serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin. It's like a cocktail of chemicals in your body. You meet someone, there's this attraction, some kissing, some physical touch. These are released, feels really good. That can very easily get like associated with love, and that can carry you well through the summer months. I can carry you through like maybe a year. Some people, I think, on the high end maybe get like 2 years of that stuff. And so when you say that, can you trust it? You want to trust yourself. I would say enjoy the experience. Like you have feelings for a reason. You have feelings that so you can get to enjoy those. And so your feelings are real. You actually do feel those things. Now the concern might be, well, where is this going to go? And that's a thing where you want to talk about maybe like alignment, and like what do you really want? And so, like, let's say you're trusting yourself, you're trusting the feelings, you're going with the love and everything else. Does come a point in time where there's like a check-in. Again, we said one of our rules, I'm not sure if you're here earlier, like you don't want to mind read. So your mind can't be read. You can't read the mind of the other person. So you communicate. And so you say, hey, I'm feeling this way and I would like X. How do you feel? And so, the person says, I feel the same and I want the same. Then it's going to be, we call that alignment. And it says like, but imagine if you hear, well, you know what? I'm not feeling the same and I don't want X, I want Y. Then even though that might not be the most delightful feeling, at least you have some valuable information. There's like that check-in. You're like, oh, okay. So I'd say don't worry about trusting the feelings. Trust yourself. Really get in touch with feelings. Really get in touch with how you feel, and then at some point do a check-in to see if there's alignment. And I'd say other than that, enjoy. It's it's a wonderful experience to experience that connection and that newness with someone. So I'd say enjoy that. I'm going to another question. It says like, how to handle someone that is clingy and pushy. Well, my first answer is like, don't. If someone's like clingy and pushy and like that's not what you want, then I would say exit, walk away, leave. Um, so that's the first blush. But let's say you want to invest more. So like clingy and pushy, that's one side, but you've got all these other things that are outweighing that are like so much better. But it's just you wish this clingy and pushy like would go away. And so this is where you really do get to communicate, because a person is being clingy and pushy because of they are feeling insecure. That's what it comes down to. And you can't get people to work on themselves to change things. So if they would benefit from feeling more confident and more secure, that's work that they have to do on their own. You can't say, hey, you just need to be more confident and secure, and then your clinginess and pushiness is going to go away. But what you can do is bring it to their attention and says, hey, so when you do these things, so let's say when you like text me 50 times a day and then get upset when I don't text you back like within 30 seconds, you can bring that to person's attention. So when you do that, I feel this way. And I don't know if you would like me to feel this way, if that's what you intend, but this is how I feel. Could we do something else? How about we text each other at different times of the day, maybe at noon and then at 6 p.m.? Or how about we only text each other once a day during the week, and then we can text each other more frequently, like on the weekends. So the clingy and pushy, it's something you can bring to the person's attention. And again, it's communication. You're asking for what you want. You're making a request. And then you can ask the person to do something else. So here's what not to do. Hey, I hate it when you're clingy and pushy, and I hate your insecurity. I really wish you would change that. No, don't do that. Do that other thing where you make the request, you bring it to their attention, and then like once you make the request, the person does what anyone makes the request. They're going to say yes, they're going to say no, or they're going to say, hey, let's negotiate, let's do something else. So that's how you address the clingy or pushiness. Let's see. Got another question. Let's see. Oh, wow. Someone from Belize. Wonderful. I've always meant to go there. Like, I am going to go there. How can I switch the conversation when someone's persistent about giving him my number? I still want to have him hooked without chasing him away. So I'm going to assume when you switch the conversation, someone's persistent about giving a number, just say, being direct can be fine. It says, I don't feel comfortable giving you my number now, but I still would like to talk to you. I still would like to see you again. Or, tomorrow is X. How do you feel about meeting me at this place for coffee? Or how do you feel about meeting this place for we can go on a walk? Or why don't you pick me up here tomorrow and we'll go for a drive or something? And, they might look at you and go, well, just give me your number. Give me your number. But here's the wonderful thing about communication. You can be comfortable in like your ask. Like I say, I'm a relationship coach, and so we talk about things about sacred yes, a sacred no. So if you're a no to giving someone your number, it's fine. No needs no explanation. You don't have to justify your no. You don't have to give a 5-minute, 10-minute explanation about why you're saying no. You can say like, my response is no. That's it. Period. So so do what you want with the number. If you want to give it, fine. But if you don't, just offer an alternative and say, like, listen, you know what? I am interested in you. Very. I just don't have a comfort with giving you my number. But we can do something else. Or you can do this. let me have your number. Now, of course, that doesn't go over well with some people, but it's a counter. And so if the person would really want to talk with you in the future, then they'll say likely yes. Okay. So I see there's some other questions coming in. I wanted to mention like a few things. And so there are some specials going on. So the FlirtTool itself, I don't want any of you guys to miss this. And so like, definitely listen to it. They're doing a 1 day package for only $2. So just for $2, you get the package. You can chat for 24 hours nonstop at a flat rate, and you enjoy all the videos in the media section for free. And so definitely take advantage of that. I myself am running a special as well. If you look at the show more of this talk in the live, you click around, you can see that I'm offering a course. Basically, it's one-on-one coaching with me. So any of you here can actually get one-on-one coaching with me. You'll get an hour session once a week for 4 weeks, and we'll go through how to have just a transformation in your dating life. So where you're having fun, you're having satisfaction, you're having enjoyment, and you're getting to this place of feeling like super confident, and you're feeling fine with your communication, and you're letting go of a lot of things such as like sense of your identity or certain beliefs or certain patterns that you have that really limit you in your dating and limit your enjoyment of it. It's a complete transformation. Imagine something like just like a top to bottom cleaning, like a car detailing. It's a true transformation. So if you click on that, there's a special I'm offering. It's a 10% discount. You just use the coupon code SUMMER, and you'll be able to use that. You can also see my social. You can follow me on Instagram. Hey, here's something great. Everyone, do this right now, please. Click on my social. I'm on Instagram at Inner Peace Advisor, and follow me there. Appreciate it, and we can continue the dialogue there and have like back and forth. So I hope you guys take advantage of that. Keep listening to me while you're doing that. I'm going to go back to some of the questions. And let's see, Sabrina from North Carolina, I believe. She says in contact with this guy in FlirtTool. Excellent, wonderful. That's why FlirtTool exists. He seems to be nice, but she is not sure if the things that he says are only a fling. Well, yeah, you're not sure. I mean, but here's the thing in life: like you're not sure about anything. There's this thing. It's a phobia. I think it's called agoraphobia. It's the fear of going outside. So some people, like, they can't even leave their home because of uncertainty. They don't know what will happen. And then we hear arachnophobia, fear of spiders. I'm sure there's some fear of snakes, what have you, fear of the water, fear of heights. And so, we'll make a phobia up for dating, like datophobia or something, dating phobia. Okay, so it's a thing. Fear is going to exist in life. In fact, like I say in my coaching, like sometimes we really compress it down to just two emotions. There's two emotions in life. There's love and there's fear. And they're always going to be there. Those emotions are never going to go away. So you're going to feel love or you're going to feel fear. And so if you doubt the intention of the person, you feel like he just wants to have a fling, or you're uncertain about that, we can go to my toolbox I mentioned earlier. Like what you want to do is like have some like communication, and you can say, hey, I'm interested in and it's best to say what you're asking for is, so like I'm interested in not a fling. So instead of saying I'm interested in exploring this relationship and seeing where it goes, and like I'd like to date someone at the very minimum for like 3 months, and be open to more. It's fantastic. So that's one of the things that like you can say, and it says like, what do you think about that? And so, people can say whatever, but you also want to see like, how are they acting? And so, words are nice, actions are better. So listen to what people say, or type, or write, but pay real attention to what people do. And so, let's say you make plans, so if you make plans, let's see if there's follow through. So a person who is interested in more than a fling, there's going to be follow up. It's going to be timely. They're going to be talking about things in the future. They'll like be curious about you, and they'll want to ask more information about you. And so you want to look for those things. The person is just interested in a fling, they're not going to be that attentive. They're not going to be that curious about you. They're not going to get back to you in a timely manner. They won't be big on planning. Those are the type of things that you'll see. So let's see if we can get some more questions there. Oh, I have a crush. What's the best way I can tell my love to her? So, that's such a great question. And so here's the thing. Like, you don't love your crush. You have a crush. So it's kind of like, you can say it's infatuation, maybe it's obsession, but you feel really good about another person. You have a heightened interest in this person over someone else. It's not love. Love is it's a big topic, but love is really, ultimately where you want the best for that person regardless of what they do. You have no expectation of them. And so like the love can be even so great where you want the person to be with the person who they're happiest with, even if it's not you. So that's really getting into love. And crushes, we can say we don't want that. I have a crush on this person. I want my crush. And so I would say, the best way you can tell this person is, there's a lot of different ways. I mean, let's say if in the FlirtTool, and you can start off with a question that says, hey, how do you feel about me? And maybe they can volunteer something. Or you can like maybe say like, I have a secret to share with you. I'm not sure if you're ready to hear. And so that will create like some curiosity there. Here's something that you can try. It's like, if you have like a US address, you can put something in the mail. You can like send that like a little card or something. Or you can be even real cute about it and says like, so what would you say if I told you I had a crush on you? And in that way you can kind of ease into it, and you can like take it, a little bit more delicately. So I'd say, best of all, just like have fun with it. The worst thing your crush can say is, I don't feel the same way. And it might hurt like immediately, but look what you've done. You expressed your interest. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you express your interest, you get some information back. They feel the same way. Awesome. They don't feel the same way. It's okay. You can have other crushes, and you will get over it. Let's see. Someone said, "Oh yes, I hate the word interested. It sounds so not interested." Why do guys say that? Yeah, we all have our preference for how people like express things to us. It would be much better if someone says like, I want to be your boyfriend. I want to be your girlfriend. I want us to be a couple. And for a guy, there's these things called masculine energy and leading and like taking charge. Women love that. So all the guys listening right now, women love when you lead, take charge, make decisions, and plan. So do that and like be decisive. And so there's people out here saying, I hate when guys say I'm interested. So you like, turn it up a little bit and say like, I want us to be a couple. I want you to be my girl. That type of thing. And women have a tip, for as well in the feminine energy. It's like, so if a guy's going to lead, a person can lead well, but a person can follow well as well. So if give your guy room and space like to lead, give him some space to like make a decision, or give a hint and says like, what, I would like you to make a decision, or I would like you to like decide what we do. And so you can like help and support in that way. So like in the comments, definitely want to see that. There's actually a link where you can go and go directly to that offering I have for like a 10% off for like one-on-one coaching. So it's like an hour each week with me, one-on-one. So it's actually not a group thing. It's like one-on-one. We're going to be talking, and I'm going to lead you in like a complete dating transformation, and it'll be super interactive. Can answer all of your coaching. So if you're not in a relationship, I help you get in one. If you are in a relationship, I help you get better. Also, keep in mind, FlirtTool itself is offering a package. So for $2 you can chat for 24 hours, at the flat rate. And like in the media section, all the videos are free there. So let's see. Oh, wait, someone says, how can I be an interesting person to my crush? Well, it's a good question. And I also would say, and this is for everyone, you don't really have to do something to be desirable to the other person. And I want you to take that to heart. So it's not like what you want to do is you want to be yourself. You want to be your authentic, confident, happy, joyful self. And you want people out there to appreciate that. So you don't want to like make yourself something else so other people will be attracted to you. Because that doesn't work out like over time. And you might start doing things that are not in alignment with you. Like you might start drinking more, or you might start drinking less, or you might start saying, oh, I like this music, when like you really don't. But the key way to be interesting, here's a top way to be interesting to anyone. The top way to be interesting is to be interested in other people. And so it's like you take a deep interest in someone. You ask them questions. You talk to them about what do they like to do, or what are they passionate about. And so people find people interesting who take an interest in them. And so you can do that by taking questions. The other way to be interesting is make your life as big as possible. And so figure out what you like to do and do that. So if you like snorkeling, scuba diving, if you like parachuting, if you like mountain biking, if you like drawing, if you like, playing music, do that. Focus on your interests and like, what's magnetic? Passion. Anyone who is passionate about something, like people are just drawn to that. So find out what you like, be passionate about it, go deep into it. And that's how you are interesting. Like your crush and other people will come to you and like they'll want to know more about that. Let's see. Another question. I have a guy that says about getting married like on the same day when we start texting. That is not realistic. No, it isn't. So, there's this thing out there. It's kind of a deep subject. I don't think we're gonna have time to get into it, but it's called like love bombing. But it's interesting to know. So when a person is like over the top, you're the most amazing person I've ever met in my life. You're like more beautiful than anyone I've ever laid eyes on. It's like, I want to marry you, and like you guys just met. Or like you're my dream person, that type of thing. Or like, we're soulmates, we're twin flames. Any of that talk, like, red flag, red flag, red flag. It's over the top. I mean, it's too much, and if it's going to sound really good. I mean, when we feel that we're seen and someone like truly understands us, I mean, we're just over the top. I mean, that helps us fall in love. When people love us, or we think people love us, that helps us fall in love. But the thing is, it's also when people like fall in love too quickly, then like it's probably not authentic, and there probably has some things to work out. So think about like like your best friends. Like you were never in a rush to become best friends. Like you guys became best friends over time. And so when someone falls deeply and authentically in love with you, it's going to take time. It's going to take time to know you. Let's see. We got a question from Jonathan from Australia. It says, as you should meet this guy. He's nice, but he feels like he's only on sex. He wants to follow his feelings, seems to be difficult. Well, see, here's the thing. you don't have to do anything to prove yourself worthy of anything. And so, just do a check-in. It says, what do I want? Get very clear on when you're dating. This is what makes dating fun. You say, what do I want? So imagine like you get to go to an amusement park, you got Disney World. You go to Disney World and you get to go on any ride you want. You get to choose. And so everything's at your choice. And so you always have that choice in dating. And so don't think like, oh, the ride will get upset if you don't want to ride the ride. And says like, that's not your issue. So focus on what it is that you want. So if it's like, hey, I want to have like a deep connection, a relationship, and maybe sex, that's what you want. It's fine. And if the other person doesn't want that, that's okay too. And so the concern might be, well, what if I lose him? What if he goes away? Then it's okay. He can go have sex with someone else who just wants to have sex. Because that's what he wants. That's what's in alignment with him. He just wants to have sex. And if you don't want to have that, then it's not in alignment. So it's just like allow him to do his thing, and he can be integrity and just have sex. And then like you can be in integrity and your own happiness and joy if you're just going to focus on what you want to have, which is deeper connection, deeper intimacy, those type of things. So never be afraid to ask for what you want, and also get clear on what it is that you want. And just always ask for it. And it's just like, a lot of times in dating, we don't enjoy it because we're afraid the other person won't like us. But think about that. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't like you? If someone doesn't like you, they're giving you a message. They're saying like, I don't care for you. And that's their thing. Your value, your worth, who you are, has nothing to do whether someone likes you or not. So if someone says like, I hate you, what they're telling you is they hate you. But it doesn't affect your value. It just means that one person like hates you, and that's how they feel. Let them have it. Let them feel about it. Like your worth, your value, this is a big tip, like, huge. Your worth, your value, it's unchanging. It's unchanging. It stays the same. All of you are worthy and super valuable. Now, with the job, it's different. School, it's different. You may need to perform in order to get a grade or certain pay or whatever, but you don't have to perform in relationships. I mean, if people are going to like you as you are, or they're not. And if they don't, that's fine. You don't have to worry about that. Let's see. Seeing there's a question from London. Why do guys tell her she's a fake? Only because she says no, they won't give out their phone number. I think that came from earlier. Yeah, so there's another term. So I said love bombing before, and there's like this term called gaslighting. So gaslighting is when you make someone doubt their reality. So it's like, oh, you won't give me your number? You're just a fake, Oh, or you won't do this thing that I want you to do. You're cheap, or you're an idiot, or like all these other people are doing it. Why can't you? When you hear that blah, 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 blah and stuff, people do that. Like that's one of mankind's favorite things. It's to, it's to gaslight people. It's so like, get to the point where you can enjoy the gaslighting, because it's happening all the time. It's happening everywhere. Like, people do it all the time. It's like, because you don't do this thing, like I can't be happy with you. And so like, you need to change. And so that is something, the sooner you get to the other side of it, like the sooner you'll be happy in life. So people are always going to be unhappy with you and disappointed with you because you're not doing what they want you to do. And again, that's their thing. And so it's like, oh, well, if like I could like you if you just gave me your number, or it's like, I could show an interest if you gave me your number. And it's like, well, that's their problem, I think I saw in the comments, it's like, oh my goodness, it's like, he's good at gaslighting. Yeah. So that's going to happen. Let's see. Someone says, let's see, Fatima, how to longer a conversation with someone older than you and get bothered by your age gap. So I guess how to have a conversation with someone that's older than you, but is a little bit bothered by the age gap. Well, sometimes you have to live with that. People want what they want in relationships. And we all want what we want. Some people want cheesecake, other people want pizza, other people want like tall people, other people want, short, other people want like, heavy set people, other people want like super thin. We want what we want. We don't necessarily know why we want what we want. But so sometimes age gap, people say, oh, it's too great. It's like, I can't do that. And so a lot of times there's an older person and they don't like the younger person, they might be worried about things such as like maturity. They might be worried, like, if you really know yourself. They might be worried about, like, if you'll be able to handle, like, where the relationship is going to go. And so, if you're younger, if you're interested, like, in pursuing someone older, you can just ask, like, well, tell me what your concerns are. I'm not sure if I'll be able to address them. Just let me know what those concerns are. And it can work the other way too. So again, the communication will always save you. And like sometimes, so the risk, what's always the risk in communication? Someone will want something that you don't want. It's okay. It may sting a little bit, but just because someone wants something different than you do, it's fine. The sooner you can get comfortable with that type of feeling in your life, like, like the better. Let's see. Like we might, yeah, I think we're in like the last 10 minutes. So, like, check out, my one-on-one coaching, the 10% discount, FlirtTool. You can go and you can, like, for $2 get a 24-hour package. You can chat all you want, and you can go to the media section. Let's see. One more question from Britta from Hanover, Germany. She goes, I was cheating my husband in the summer. Is that because of hormones that you spoke about? I'm not sure if it's right here, like, I understand this, but I was cheating on my husband in the summer. Is that because of the hormones? Well, it's likely. But think about, like, so if you're married and, like, you're cheating, what's going on is, like, fundamentally, like, you're feeling like a need for validation. And so there's like insecurity there. And so because ideally, your husband is also your friend. So think about how you would treat your friends. It's like you want to be, like, in integrity with your friends. And there's like that golden rule. All the world religions have it: treat others the way that you would want them to treat you. And so, like, you wouldn't want your husband to cheat on you, and so, like, you shouldn't do that to your husband. Golden rule: you shouldn't do something against a friend that you won't want them to do to you. But yeah, like, those hormones can be really strong. So you meet someone and you're like, oh my goodness, I feel so excited. I feel so in love. And it's not really love, but I feel so in love. I feel obsessed in like, if I do this, if I have this, like, physical union, if I have this kiss, if I have this affection, whatever, I will feel so much better. And that's what I mean about the validation. Like, you're looking for something outside of yourself to feel better about yourself. When probably what's going on is that you're just not feeling the way you want to feel now. And in the relationship, you're having the relationship with your husband that you don't want to have. Because if you're having the relationship that you do want to have, you're having the friendship and the romance and the intimacy and maybe in the sex that you want to have with your husband, then you wouldn't be interested, like, in a fling. And so that's the thing to look at. And so, like, be gentle with yourself. Don't, like, spend a lot of time judging and criticizing, but focusing, like, what is it that I'm really looking for? Because you probably just don't want to go through life having flings with other people that aren't your husband. But what you probably want, and think about, I'll fill in the blank, but think about, you probably want intimacy, you probably want passion, you probably want attention, you probably want romance. So focus on getting those things in your life. But while you're going to be in a relationship with your husband, focus on creating that together between the two of you guys. So let's see. Does the coaching include learning about how to flirt? Absolutely. I mean, flirting is, like, really important. Like, you want to flirt. I teach all my clients, like, flirt. It's an important skill. You have to flirt. It says, let's see, Jorge, how do you make a guy like you for what you are and not what they want you to be? Short answer, you can't. You don't want people to like you for something that you're not. And so the thing is, if they want you to be something else, they want a different person. That's it. And so let them find a different person, because you'll never be comfortable or happy trying to be something that you're not for someone else. Let's see. Second question asks if you're doing this coaching for guys too. Oh, yeah. So I do want to say I am doing this coaching for guys. Most of my clients are women. So when I set up that page, it's like the focus was on women. But yes, I work with many, many clients, but it's probably like 80% of women, because more typically I find women are focused on relationships than men. But yes, I am doing coaching for men as well. So thank you for asking that question. Love answering it. And like, you won't get any less, any short change. Remember, it's one-on-one. And the other thing is like, I'm a guy. So like, and the benefit of me is like, I'm a guy, I like dating women. So like, I have a lot of skill expertise there. I have like a lot of background in learning and training on like how to do that. And as far as women, like, the really big benefit is like, I'm a guy. So I really understand the guy perspective when it comes to dating. And like, again, even most of my friends are women, and we've been talking about relationships. And like I said, I've done like couples counseling and got certification training there. So like, and experience all these different clients. So this is what I'm bringing to the table. Let's see. Is there any rule that we always need to stay with the married guy? So I'm not sure. Are you married to the married person, or like, I'll assume you are. Is there any rule that always needs to stay with the married guy? So if you're married to someone, you've taken a vow, and like, you're essentially, you've entered into an agreement. And so I'm a big fan of people like sticking to the word and sticking to like their agreements. And the thing is, if you no longer want to honor that agreement, then get in touch with that, determine if that's the case, and then communicate that. Um, it's something that that needs to be talked about, and maybe there can be something worked out. But this is something that will help you in life. It's like, if you make an agreement to do something, keep the agreement, and if you want to change the agreement, say you want to change the agreement. Um, Let's see. Can I enjoy the summer with my best? And is it the best time I can propose to him? I'm going to say I don't know enough information to answer that question. So I'm going to wrap it with this. And so I'll just talk about some of the packages again. FlirtTool, they've got a package for $2. $2. You can chat for like 24 hours, and you can see all the video content in the media section for free. In my course, which it's in the chat, like the link has been there. You can get that for a 10% discount, and so it's a huge discount from what I normally do working with people. But I really want to give like everyone an opportunity on the FlirtTool to do it. So you get a 10% discount. And I work one-on-one with you like each week. So for an hour a week, and you get to text me between. And so it's like a coach. And so like, I coach you while you're in it, going through different things. So these questions you're asking now, we can get like deep into it. So yeah, that's 4 weeks texting and total like transformation. If you're not enjoying dating now, you're going to love it afterwards. And if you are enjoying dating now, you're going to even have a better time with it. Let's see. So we need last 2 questions. So like, definitely you can do that. Oh, I want to mention my Instagram too. So I'm at on Instagram at Inner Peace Advisor, and you can follow me there. And I can post constant. You can direct message me there. We continue on like the conversation. So it's just another way to like keep on top of relationships, keep on top of making sure that you're evolving and improving there. And like just a fun way to stay in contact with each other. Let's see. So I think we're at the end. I'll wait a little bit more for a question. Oh, one came in. Let's see. If I need to point out everything I want from the guy, then is he really the right guy for me? So there's nuance to this. If you have to point out everything, then no. he's not the right guy for you at that moment. But it's like, can he learn? So one of the ideal thing for me when I have clients is like, is the client coachable? Meaning, are they receptive to receiving like information and then acting on that? So like, in a way, it's kind of like, is the guy you're dating, is he coachable, or is he receptive? If he is, then keep telling him the different things that you want. And if he's receptive and he takes action and he changes, perfect. That's wonderful. But if he's not receptive and he fights you and he says like, well, I don't want this, or you're being too demanding, or this, that, and the other, then like, no, he's not the right guy for you. Now there is a caveat to that. You want to ask for things and make requests, but you want to make sure that maybe that you're not being too pushy, or you're not asking for too much. And so the thing is, if you have, say, a lot of things that you're asking for, do this. Write them all down. Take the prioritize them. Take the top 3 and ask for those. The 3 things that are most important to you, ask for those. And I would say work on him and seeing how he performs on that before you go to the rest. And I would say really debate going beyond those other 3. Someone says, is he trainable? Yeah, that's another way of saying it. Let's see. Does FlirtTool like help us communities? Does it help us build long relationships? I believe that it's there. And if it's not, I'm sure we'll send more information to you. But community is like really important, and I'll definitely volunteer myself, work with FlirtTool team to help build like community, because that's so important. Like I would love to be part of a thriving community, because like I said, to me, like dating and having relationships, there's so much joy and there's so much fun. And so if you're not having joy and fun in dating and relationships, like something's not working. But it can work. Let's see. When is the next live? We will tell you. FlirtTool and I'm one of their influencers, so we're figuring things out. There's probably gonna be a lot more frequent lives, so much more than say like once every few months. Maybe even as much as like 1 to 2 within a month. So, but the Flirt team will get back to you on that. Let's see, Johnny Pereira. I said, I hope I answered the question. So I believe this is the end. Everyone, thank you so much for your time. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I will definitely look forward to like doing this again. So like, the communication will come out. I'll be here. You have that commitment. Follow me on Instagram, Inner Peace Advisor. Sign up for my one-on-one coaching with like the discount code of like summer, 10% discount. Get the FlirtTool package, and let's have fun with dating. And I tell you, in the one-on-one stuff, we go deep, and like I said, complete transformation. So thank you, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this. Send your comments in. Let the Flirt Team tool know what you want. Expand on this. Let's keep growing these lives. Take care.